Can you believe we survived 2025? We survived 2025. I know, corny. Hi, my name is Suri Crowe, and you're watching the MeidasTouch Network. Well, 2026 is the year of the horse, specifically the fire horse, considered a rare and powerful combo within the Chinese Zodiac 60-year cycle. So this year is a once-in-a-generation event. The Chinese New Year starts February 27th of 2026 and ends February 5th of 2027. I'm excited because I love horses. I'm obsessed. I love their power and their vitality. And the year of the fire horse is seen as a time of rapid change, breakthroughs, and significant social and economic shifts. And it encourages bold action. So why am I getting into this? I'm not trying to get all woo on you guys. Well, 2025 was a hell of a year, as those of us who are here are well aware. But I believe 2026 is also going to be very transformational. But I hope and I'm praying in a much more positive direction. Not that the regime, the Trump regime, is going to stop. Now they're going to carry through Project 2026. It's not that the generals, Russ Vought and Stephen Miller, are going to stop with their fascist implementation. They're going to keep going for broke. We know that they will. They will not stop. But I think now those of us on the left, we have our sea legs about us. We know what they're all about. We know that there's nothing depraved and evil that they won't stop at, whether it's destroying the actual White House or kidnapping American citizens and those who have committed no crimes right off of our streets in the middle of broad daylight, starving children, eradicating the CDC. There's nothing evil that these men and women will not do. But now we know, so we're aware. Both of our major political parties are going through transformation. Well, the Republican Party really already has. It's transformed from its former conservative traditional self to the party that Donald Trump conquered and has remade in his own image, which is now a cult of personality party known as MAGA. But even within the current form, MAGA is splintering. Marjorie Taylor Greene, of all people, has broken with Trump. I mean, she was MAGA's flag bearer. So that's wild. Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson are battling it out with Ben Shapiro as MAGA heads continue to wade in conspiracy theories over Charlie Kirk's death.
Since the murder of Charlie Kirk, casting aspersions at TPUSA and the people who work here, who worked with Charlie every single day, his best friends, to cast aspersions at Mikey McCoy, at Erica Kirk, and to imply or outright claim complicity in a cover-up over Charlie's murder, to spew absolutely baseless trash implicating everyone from French intelligence to Mossad to members of TPUSA in Charlie's murder or a cover-up in that murder, then we, as people with a microphone, have a moral obligation to call that out by name. So no, Tucker Carlson, it is not an excuse to go silent on Candace's targeting of TPUSA, or to mirror her bullshit lines of questioning because you love Candace personally. The same holds true of Megyn Kelly, a person I consider a friend, characterizing Candace as a young mother and thus shying away from condemning her actions or fibbing about them. That is a non-starter. When Candace Owens says, I don't know, but I know, that is retarded. And we are all more retarded for having heard it.
Well, Ben, when it comes to you and having worked with you, I just know the tactics that you use to feign popularity in the public. I just know the amount of money that you are willing to spend on advertising to inflate your numbers to make people think that you're popular. So, yeah. I don't have to say we don't know when it comes to you. You are such a joke of a little man. Your jealousy against Tucker, your ability to believe that you can keep manipulating the markets. You know those kids booed you on that stage. The amount of messages I got from Turning Point USA people saying, what is happening? Why is he on this stage? Standing against everything that Charlie believed in. That's what you're doing. You're standing against everything that Charlie believed in because you weren't his friend. He didn't like you.
And, you know, as far as I'm concerned, let them implode, let them destroy each other, because all of them in the MAGA cult are dangerous and bad for our country and horrible for democracy. But one thing that I did find very interesting about TPUSA that has some crossover appeal or common ground with those of us on the left is that many of the young conservatives there are over Trump's close relationship and his support with Netanyahu and the Israeli government's far-right extremist government.
What they've done in Gaza is objectively a genocide. It's objectively. They've killed tens of thousands of women and children. We shouldn't be okay with that.
I think that they somehow are owning us as a country. Like, we shouldn't have, they seem to have some sort of pull over us, and I don't understand where and why our country is letting that happen. Where is the benefit to us from sending them money?
Yeah, why are we supporting a country that is objectively committing genocide, one that already has universal health care and affordable education? Israel is the ultimate welfare state. And I believe this will become a major issue in the upcoming midterms because many status quo Democrats, not just Republicans, continue to support the Israeli government. And many of them are backed by AIPAC, which is a Zionist lobbying group that supports the far-right extremist Israeli government, while Gen Z and much of the left are just done with it. We are tired of funding a state engaged in war crimes. Now, Nancy Pelosi just predicted that Democrats will win back the House in 2026. She usually has a very good beat on the pulse of Washington. But I don't think that we should take anything for granted at this point. I am a huge fan of the iHip girls, the I've Had It podcast girls, and Jen Welch is mirroring a lot of what I am thinking about right now.
What's really disturbing to me and what the Democrats need to use right now is that the moral depravity of this man, that he has exposed the Republican Party that is now morphed into the MAGA Party for the depraved, sexually exploitative liars that they are. The Republican Party being the party of family values, of moral values, the pro-child party has been bullshit forever, and now it is exposed. And so I vacillate back and forth. Do you go and tell people in rural America you've been lied to, or do you go and say you're for a party of pedophilia, you're for a party for billionaires? Swing for the fences. The Democratic Party is not for you. You go vote for the billionaires. You get upset because a billionaire is getting taxed. You get upset because a billionaire that is a child rapist is being held accountable. If that's how you vote and that's how your preacher and that's how your family and that's your family values, swing for the fences. The Democrats want nothing to do with you. Continue to vote for the criminals, continue to vote for the pedos, continue to vote for the billionaires. Do it. We don't give a shit. But when we govern, our policies actually benefit you. That's how short-sighted you are, and that's how long-term we are. So go fuck yourself, rural America. I can't decide which is the better way to do it, and I go back and forth almost hourly.
I love her, by the way, both of them, Pumps and Jen Welch. Like, I love it because they're women and there aren't a lot of us in this space and they just tell it like it is. But, you know, American exceptionalism is really the issue there, that we in this country, by and large, think that we are better than everyone else. Well, we're not. And America's reputation, specifically under Trump, has just crashed and burned. We have lost our world status as a superpower under Trump. We are not that exceptional. We're one of the only countries considered a Western nation that doesn't have universal health care for all of its citizens. Our health outcomes, our life expectancy is terrible. I mean, I could go on and on. We're crashing economically, and we haven't atoned for our own country's sins from racism and greed and late stage capitalism. We do not have a fair system of justice. That's obvious. If you look at the white collar crime that is just running rampant right now and getting pardoned by Trump. And Trump really is the manifestation of all of American sins. Late stage capitalism, cronyism, racism, greed, and misogyny. It's like if you could just roll all of America's horrible sins in one human, it would be Donald Trump. And look where that's gotten us. And all the people who are still supporting him, triple Trumpers, those who are in the cult, I just think it is a fool's errand for us to try and recruit those folks. Like, they're gone. And that's backed up by David Jolly and Joe Walsh, two former Republican congressmen. David Jolly is now running as a Democrat for governor in Florida, and Joe Walsh, who was a Tea Party guy. Listen to what they have to say.
This is a MAGA party. If you want to be relevant in this Republican Party, you're going to have to embrace Donald Trump in 2026. You'll have to go down with the Titanic in 2026, and you'll have to embrace Trump in 2028. That's just where we are.
Donald Trump crushed the existing Republican Party in 2016, rebuilt it in his image. There have been stages of grief for the conservative movement, thinking you could fight it and win, and then resigning to working with it, and now just throwing your hands up and saying, as Joe did, the party's done. This is now a MAGA party. The question is then, where do traditional conservatives go? Look, politics is about math, and there are not enough MAGA Republicans to build a majority. There are not enough traditional conservatives to build a majority. And so we're seeing this inflection point within the Republican Party. I'll also tell you, though, look, Joe and I have taken different tacks. Joe, to his credit, has remained a reliable, principled conservative. I'm in a very post-ideological space, particularly running for governor. I just see big problems that need big solutions. I think people care less about whether those solutions are on the left, right, or the middle. They just want a government that addresses their problems.
That's a unique issue because Trump and MAGA promised for years that if he got elected again, they'd release the files. This was a big deal for MAGA. They promised that this would be the mother of all deep state scandals, and now Trump is doing his best to keep the files hidden. I think that's going to keep a percentage of the MAGA base away from even voting next year in 2026. But make clear, most of Trump's conservative MAGA media cheerleaders will back him. Most of the base will back him. It's what you're seeing people kind of below Trump fight to be the next MAGA voice. But I want to reiterate, it's a MAGA party. I mean, look at what we're doing this Sunday morning. My friend David Jolly, there would be nothing better in the world for Florida than to have a problem solver like David Jolly as Florida's governor. David's running as a Democrat. He's a good, genuine Democrat. Former Tea Party Joe Walsh guy is with you this Sunday morning as a Democrat. If that doesn't tell you we live in unprecedented political times, nothing will. America has to grasp that one of our two major political parties is now full on MAGA and full on anti-democracy, and it ain't coming back.
Ain't coming back, folks. The old GOP is gone. And I believe there's also quite a reckoning that is happening within the Democratic Party. And that's been rumbling really ever since, our ticket lost the presidential election last year. And I think a lot of the corporate owned Democrats will just want to keep status quo and don't rock the boat. But a lot of us on the progressive side are like, no, rock the boat. Let's clean the rot and the corruption out of the Democratic Party too. It's not okay on the right and it's not okay on the left. People want results. People want stability. We don't want this horror clown show going on 24/7 in Washington. We want accountability. We want actions. Most of us want to wake up without having an anxiety attack every morning when we pick up our morning news feeds. It's exhausting. The corruption in Washington is next level. Yes, it's extreme and wide open within the Republican Party, but it's also happening on the left. And I'm all for former Republicans who sort of feel homeless at the moment or whatever, like the Adam Kinzingers and so like a Thomas Massey, for example, joining with Democrats and whomever to clean up Congress because it is not working for any of us. We have gotten nowhere with Congress in the last many, many years. There's just been this battle between left and right, and it's not doing anything for the working class people. All right. We need to clean up Congress. The Supreme Court is clearly corrupt and out of control, and the executive branch. No president should have this much power. And really, no one should ever get into the Oval Office who is a criminal such as Trump. But the Supreme Court just completely ignored the Constitution and allowed that to happen. So once again, it comes back to accountability and all different branches of government balancing each other out. The checks and balances that the Republicans just abdicated in Congress this year. And that's obvious. So we really need a stabilization, and maybe we needed to fall this far and hit rock bottom. Maybe this is what it took for everyday Joes and Jills to wake up and go, oh, well, maybe I need to get involved in my democracy. Maybe I need to pay attention and realize what's happening and pick up the phone and call my reps and email and get out there and fight for this nation, because it takes all of us. It is a participation event. You can't just expect, your representatives to do what you want them to do by by thinking it. You have to tell them. And, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And let me tell you, Washington is rife with corruption. You've got lobbyists lined up outside of Republicans, independents, and Democratic doors saying, I've got a bankroll. I just need you to vote the way I want you to. And I'm working on a story about that right now. So anyway, back to my favorite topic, horses. This year is the year of the fire horse. So let's remember to be bold, have the stamina and the courage of the horse, and let's use it to turn all that was bad into good. I'm counting on you guys. Remember that courage is contagious, and we can do this. And I will see you back here soon on the MeidasTouch Network. All right. In the meantime, deep breath, and let's carry on.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.